Hey guys, we're back wrecking and crashing another class, and we're with Sharwanda still talking about that choice when it comes to schooling and how important is it that kids know they have a choice?
Oh, it's ultra important that children know that they have a choice. We do not have, one size fits all or cookie cutter children. We have children that have interests in various areas, and Duval County Public Schools offers children opportunity to pick something of their interest, be it arts, science, math, technology, acceleration. We have multiple choice options, so we want parents to explore all of the options so that they can keep their child engaged for the entire academic opportunity.
And I know when I think back to my childhood, when I'm engaged, you're doing well in school.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you want.
That's what we want.
Right? Okay, so we have one more stop. Don't go away. You don't want to miss this.